Welcome to Ageless with Adrianne. I'm Adrianne Caparuso. Today I want to talk to you about healthy living and what that means, what that looks like, and why we need to do those things that are healthy, if you will. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is getting proper sleep. Sleep is probably one of the number one things that I hear people complain about the most in my active aging population. Why is it an issue? I would say 90% of you tell me it's because you get up to use the bathroom multiple times a night. So what can you do? First of all, very basic, very simple, stop drinking water 2 hours before you go to bed. I have people who say, Adrianne, I stopped drinking water 3 hours before I go to bed, I still get up in the middle of the night. When you get up in the middle of the night, are you able to go back to sleep after? Do you need to read for a couple of hours and then you go back to sleep? I think what's really important is, are you retired? Do you have the ability to sleep in longer in the morning if you're not getting to sleep at night? Do you have the ability to nap? And though those are not the most ideal solutions, taking a nap versus getting like 5 hours of sleep a night, like adding that nap to that sleep is important. Rest for your body is incredibly important for recovery and brain health and all of the things. Now, I'm not going so extreme that I'm like, oh, you should sit all day and rest. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about you getting proper sleep so that your body has a chance to refuel and rebuild, because that's what's happening during your sleep. If you have issues with it, you can always talk to your doctor. There are many different things out there, natural things that can help with sleep. So if sleep is an issue and you don't know how to solve it, please talk to your doctor or somebody that you know that can help you, because it is of the utmost importance that our bodies take that time to recover. And 7 hours is like the minimum that I recommend. It's really, really important. Okay, so that aside, the next thing I want to talk to you about is your water. How much water are you drinking? I would go again to say 90% of my active agers are not drinking enough water. I have my water here. Doctor recommendations that I see across the board are like half your body weight in ounces of water. So this is my cup. I love this cup. I take this when I'm home, and I also have another bottle for when I go out. I really like this bottle. And I know this sounds very silly, but because I like it, because I like the straw, I drink more. And so again, I know this sounds really silly. Find a bottle that you like, that you're willing to take extra sips from when you don't want to. So here. It tastes so good. Water tastes so good. So with this cup, this is about 20 ounces. I put water in my protein shake. I have a protein shake before I work out every day. Because for women specifically, women, if you're listening to me and you exercise, women specifically, it's important for them to fuel pre-workout. The studies on intermittent fasting, working out in a fasted state, those studies were all done on men, not on women. So if you're working out as a woman, it is important that you fuel before you work out. So I have 16 ounces of water in my shake. During my workout, I make sure that I drink this whole thing. And when you're working out and drinking water, because I used to never drink water when I worked out, ever. What I have found for me, in order to get my water consumption in, is if I sip, which is also another reason I like having the straw. You will do whatever works for you. For me, I like having the straw because during my workout, I take little sips, and I go back to what I'm doing in my workout. So my goal is to get through one of those during my workout. And if I don't finish it by the time the workout's done, I just drink the rest of it at the end of the workout. When the workout is done, between the time the workout is done and noon, I try to drink another one. So right there, I'm having 20, 40, right? One during my workout, 20, one after, 40, 16 ounces of water in my protein shake. And I'm getting right there, I'm getting, 56 ounces of water in my morning. I try to drink another one of these in the afternoon. So that's 76. So I'm already past what I would be requested to drink based on doctor recommendations that I've seen across the board, about half your body weight in ounces of water. And then I also drink at dinner, and I drink a little bit, not right before I go to bed, but before I go to bed. So I personally, and I also have another shake in the afternoon usually with water. So you don't need to know my water consumption, it doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to tell you in all of this, in this schedule of water that I'm talking about, is that you have to kind of schedule it so that you do it. Why is water so important? Well, first of all, it detoxifies, it flushes things out, right? It helps with bowel movements, it helps with peeing out excess sodium, and we'll talk about going to the bathroom in a second with the water. But the other thing, know that your blood is made up of, the largest percent of, the biggest, I guess, thing in your blood is the water. I think it's 90% water, your blood. Guess how that gets throughout your body? Water. You need blood to flow through your body. That comes from the water. The water helps push things through. And if you're saying to me, Adrianne, it also pushes all the things out, yes. So the complaints that I have heard is like, I'm in the bathroom all the time, but I want to talk to you about your body utilizing the water. The more you drink, the more your body will start to utilize that. So for instance, when you first start drinking, let's say you start drinking, you make it a goal to have 64 ounces of water, 8 ounce glasses a day. And you're like, oh my good God, I'm peeing nonstop. I'm going to the bathroom nonstop. I can't stop peeing. Yeah, I get it. But I want you to think about this analogy. When it rains and the soil has been dry for a really long time, where does that water go? It doesn't immediately absorb into the soil and go into the earth. It rolls off of it. It rolls off that ground. Like it gets a little bit wet at the top. But to penetrate the depths, you need water after water after water, right? So is the same with your body. When you first start drinking a lot of water, you will probably go to the bathroom a lot because that water is kind of rolling off of you. When you start to take in more water, your body will start to utilize it differently. Now, I shared with you what my recommendations are for me. Like this is how much I drink. I'm not telling you that that's what you should be drinking. You need to figure out with your doctor, or you need to just start looking at some information at how much I weigh. Let's just say I weigh 175 pounds. How much water should I be drinking every day? I weigh 125 pounds. How much water should I be drinking every day? Look things up and see. If you have questions, leave them below, comments. We can have a conversation. I'll talk with you about water. But drinking water is incredibly important. Most of my active agers are living in a dehydrated state because they do not drink water. You know what you are? You are all drinking your beer and your wine. You love your liquor, and I have nothing wrong. I don't judge that. Have your beer, have your wine. But have your water too, and have your water first, and get the body flowing the way it's supposed to flow because it's actually hydrated. So we talked about sleep. We've talked about hydration. Let's talk about exercise. As you are well aware, if you've watched any of my other videos, exercise is the #1 thing in my book. Nutrition falls in there, and we'll talk about that in a second too. But exercise is incredibly key if you want to age with a great quality of life. You have to have mobility. You need to be able to move your arms around. You need to be able to pick up your feet and move them. You need to be able to pick up see this? You need to be able to do this with your muscles, and you can't do that when things become too tight. So exercise is of the utmost importance. How much exercise? Depends on where you're at physically, depends on what your goals are. Goals are a big deal. Like, what are your goals? And I need you to think about that. What are your health goals? Is it just to be able to get up every day and not hurt? Because I will tell you, the more mature you get, the more pain you will have from being sedentary than from working out. Our bodies were made to move. Movement is life. When you start to sit all the time, everything gets tight. Lungs start to function differently, heart starts to function differently. Movement and exercise are incredibly important. If you have no idea where to start, please comment, message me, go on my website, book a call with me. I will absolutely talk with you about the movement that you need to stay healthy. Exercise. So we're getting good sleep because you're now sleeping well. You're getting plenty to drink, and you might be in the bathroom a little bit in the beginning, but that'll start to slow down. So you're fully hydrated. You're getting your exercise every day. What's the last thing? Well, there are 2 more things really. Nutrition. What are you eating? And I know some of my active agers are like, Adrianne, I have lived to be 85 years old, and I am eating what I want to eat. And I respect that. I can appreciate that fully. I like to have something that I indulge in too on occasion, but I want to tell you also that the majority of your food should be really good for you food that's going to contribute to you aging well, as opposed to weighing you down, as opposed to clogging arteries, as opposed to doing all the things, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, all the sugars. Your body needs healthy food. So if you don't, again, I'm going to say this, if you don't know what to do in regards to nutrition, please comment below, please go to my website, please book a call with me. I will absolutely talk with you about it and share what I know. Then the fifth element that many of my active agers say is not an issue, but I know otherwise, is stress. I had an active ager tell me one time, I don't have any stress. Like, I'm living my happiest life. I think that's awesome. If that's you, I think that's amazing. What I really am hearing from most of my active agers is their anxieties and concerns, how they're aging, whether they'll have cognitive decline, their fear of falling, their fear of outliving their spouse, watching all their friends pass away, what's happening in the world, the fear of outliving their money. A lot of stressors, a lot of stressors. And as well as you can plan for the future, you can't always plan for a best friend's health failing or a spouse's health failing. And those are stress factors. Those are things that are hard on the heart. So, and those are things that if you carry too long will age you faster. What is the solution to this? Well, one is exercise. It is the #1 stress reliever in the world. Really, and I know I'm a proponent of exercise because I'm a fitness professional, this is what I do, but the reality is when you go to exercise, your stress levels change. Yes, endorphins are very real, but and so that's part of it, is the endorphins, like your body, you just start to feel better because of things that are happening in your brain, right? But also, when you're focusing on an exercise, you can't stay internally focused on whatever the issue is. You have to step outside of that. And so that's a very simple, like, well, I could just watch TV and step outside of that. You could, but you're not going to get the same result as exercise because you're not getting the endorphins. Your brain's not functioning the same way as when you're watching something on TV. So I want you to think about that. If you tell me you don't have stress, I'll probably disagree with you. Everybody has a stress of sorts somewhere in this life. Sleep, hydration, exercise, nutrition, stress. Those are your 5 things that you need to learn how to manage to have a healthy life. And if you need help, I've said it so many times in this video, just go to my website and book a call with me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about how I can help you and guide you. Okay? So if you have questions, let me know, comments, let me know. But I wish you all the best health.